Life doesn't always make sense. Sometimes everything feels uncertain, like standing in the middle of a storm with no shelter in sight. You try to figure things out, but the harder you try, the more overwhelming it becomes. It's in these moments, when nothing feels steady, that something deep inside whispers, there has to be more. A calm, a strength, a hope, something to hold on to when the world feels shaky. That's where faith comes in. Trusting God during these times isn't just a choice, it's a lifeline. But what does it really mean to trust Him? And how can it change the way you face uncertain days? Stick around, because what you discover could shift your perspective and bring the peace you've been searching for. Uncertainty is something we all face at some point in life. It can show up in many forms: unexpected challenges at work, financial struggles, health problems, or even world events that make everything feel out of control. It's that uncomfortable feeling of not knowing what will happen next, and it often brings fear and doubt with it. The truth is, life doesn't come with guarantees or clear instructions, and that can make us feel stuck, worried, and unsure of how to move forward. But here's something important to remember. You're not alone in feeling this way. Everyone, no matter how strong they seem, faces moments where the future feels like a foggy road. And it's okay to admit that it's hard. Uncertainty can weigh heavily on your heart and mind, making even the smallest decisions feel overwhelming. Yet there's something powerful about this moment of uncertainty. It's an opportunity, a chance to stop trying to control everything, and instead learn to trust something greater than yourself. When life feels unpredictable, it's not a sign of failure. It's a reminder that we're human. It's a moment to take a step back and realize we don't have to figure everything out on our own. Uncertainty doesn't mean defeat. It's an invitation to lean into faith, to find strength in something steady when everything else feels like it's shifting. So if you're feeling unsure today, don't be discouraged. These moments are part of life's journey, and they have a purpose. They can lead you toward growth, resilience, and a deeper understanding of what it means to truly trust. The question isn't whether you'll face uncertainty, but what you'll do with it when it comes. Trusting God in uncertain times isn't just a comforting idea. It's a powerful way to find peace and strength when life feels overwhelming. Imagine trying to navigate a stormy sea without a compass. The waves crash around you, and you're unsure which direction to go. Trusting God is like having a compass that points to true north. It doesn't remove the storm, but it gives you clarity and confidence to move forward, even when the path isn't clear. God's perspective is far greater than ours. While we see only a piece of the puzzle, He sees the whole picture. This is why trusting Him matters. Instead of being consumed by worry about things we can't control, we can rest in the knowledge that God is in control. He is steady and unchanging, even when everything around us feels uncertain. Trusting Him allows us to let go of the need to have all the answers and instead rely on His wisdom and timing. When we choose to trust God, we experience a shift in our mindset. Fear begins to lose its grip, and hope starts to take its place. It doesn't mean that life becomes easy or that challenges disappear, but it means you don't have to face them alone. Trusting God gives you strength to endure, courage to keep going, and a sense of peace that can't be shaken by circumstances. Life is unpredictable, but God's love and faithfulness remain constant. That's why trusting Him matters so much. It anchors you when the winds of uncertainty blow. It reminds you that you're not navigating this journey alone. No matter how hard it gets, trusting God can help you rise above the storm and walk forward with confidence and hope. With confidence and hope. As calm as the spring breeze, God's grace doesn't fail. The Bible is full of reminders that faith isn't just a nice idea. It's the foundation for facing life's uncertainties. Throughout its pages, we see stories of people who trusted God in moments of doubt, fear, and struggle. Their experiences show us that faith is not about ignoring reality. It's about relying on a power greater than ourselves to guide us through it. One of the key lessons from the Bible is that God's plans are higher than ours. We may not always understand what's happening in our lives, but we can trust that He knows what's best. The Bible consistently reassures us that we're not left to face challenges alone. It invites us to lean on God's wisdom instead of being overwhelmed by what we don't understand. Faith is also described as a way to find peace in chaos. In times of uncertainty, the Bible encourages us to seek God with our whole heart, reminding us that He is a refuge, a shelter in the storm. These words aren't just poetic, they're practical. They teach us that when we feel lost or unsure, God is always there to provide clarity and comfort. Another important message is about patience and trust. The Bible often talks about waiting on God. It teaches us that His timing is perfect, even if it feels slow to us. This can be hard, especially when we want quick answers. But it's a reminder to trust the process, knowing that God is always working for our good. In uncertain times, the Bible becomes a source of strength, hope, and direction. It doesn't promise an easy path, but it does promise that God will be with us every step of the way, guiding us toward His purpose and plan. It's important to acknowledge that trusting God in uncertain times is not easy. Life's challenges can feel overwhelming, and in those moments, doubt and fear can creep in. When you're facing financial uncertainty, struggling with health issues, or watching your plans fall apart, it's natural to feel frustrated or even question where God is in all of it. You might wonder why things are so hard and feel like your faith isn't strong enough to carry you through. But here's the truth: faith doesn't mean you won't struggle. It doesn't mean you won't feel the weight of uncertainty. Faith means you continue to trust, even when it's hard, even when the path ahead isn't clear. Struggling doesn't mean you're failing. It means you're human. It's in these very moments of hardship that your faith has the opportunity to grow deeper and stronger. One of the most challenging parts of uncertain times is the feeling of being out of control. You may try to plan and prepare, but life still throws unexpected curveballs. It's okay to feel overwhelmed, but it's also important to remember that you don't have to carry the burden alone. God doesn't expect you to have it all figured out. He invites you to bring your worries, fears, and even your doubts to Him. Hardships have a way of revealing what's really in our hearts. They challenge us to lean on God in ways we never thought we could. It's during these struggles that we discover how faithful He truly is. So, if you're facing a tough season, know this: your struggles don't define your faith. How you choose to trust God through them is what matters most. You are not alone, and God is with you in every step, even the hard ones. Strengthening your faith doesn't happen all at once. It's a journey of small, intentional steps. During uncertain times, these steps can bring peace and clarity, helping you stay connected to God even when life feels overwhelming. Here are a few ways you can begin building your faith today. The first step is prayer. Prayer is more than just asking God for help. It's a way to build a relationship with Him. Talk to God honestly about your fears, doubts, and hopes. Share your heart openly, and take time to listen as well. Prayer creates space for God to speak into your life, giving you strength and reassurance, even in the most uncertain moments. Another way to strengthen your faith is by reading Scripture. The Bible is full of wisdom and encouragement, and its words remind us of God's promises. Take time to meditate on passages that speak to your situation. They can help shift your focus from fear to trust and provide guidance for the decisions you face. Surrounding yourself with a community of believers is also essential. Being around people who share your faith can uplift and encourage you. Their stories of overcoming challenges with God's help can inspire you to keep trusting, even when things are hard. A supportive community reminds you that you're not alone in your struggles. Lastly, practice gratitude. Even in uncertain times, there are always blessings to be thankful for. Gratitude helps you focus on what's going right instead of what feels out of control. It's a simple but powerful way to see God's hand at work in your life. Each of these steps is a building block for a stronger, deeper faith. Start where you are, take it one step at a time, and trust that God is guiding you on this journey. Patience and surrender are two of the most challenging but rewarding parts of trusting God in uncertain times. It's natural to want quick answers and immediate solutions when life feels out of control. Waiting is hard, and surrendering our plans to God can feel even harder. But these moments of waiting and letting go are where faith truly grows, helping us. Patience teaches us to trust in God's timing. While we often want things to happen on our schedule, God sees the bigger picture and knows the perfect time for everything. Waiting doesn't mean that God is ignoring you or that He doesn't care. It means He is working on something better than you could imagine. Patience is an act of faith, a way of saying, God, I trust that you know what's best, even if I don't see it right now. Surrender goes hand in hand with patience. Surrendering to God doesn't mean giving up or losing hope. It means placing your trust in His hands. It's about acknowledging that you don't have to carry the weight of life's uncertainties on your own. When you surrender your plans, your fears, and even your doubts to God, you're making space for Him to work in ways you might not expect. Think of it like planting a seed. When you plant it, you can't see what's happening underground. But with time, water, and care, the seed grows into something beautiful. Patience and surrender are like tending that seed of faith, trusting that even when you don't see immediate results, God is growing something good in your life. By practicing patience and surrender, you can find peace in the waiting and strength in letting go. It's not about having all the answers. It's about trusting the one who does. Uncertain times can feel overwhelming, but they don't have to define you. No matter how chaotic life may seem, you are not alone. God is with you, walking alongside you every step of the way. This truth brings a hope that is stronger than fear and a peace that surpasses all understanding. It's in these moments of uncertainty that faith becomes your anchor, holding you steady even when the waves of life feel relentless. Trusting God doesn't mean you won't feel fear or doubt. It means you don't let those emotions control you. It means choosing to believe that God has a purpose for your life, even when the path isn't clear. His love is constant, and His promises never fail. The same God who has carried others through their hardest times will carry you too. He sees your struggles, He knows your pain, and He is working in ways you can't yet see. Let this be a reminder that you are stronger than you think, because God is your strength. When the weight of the unknown feels too heavy, lean into Him. Take it one step at a time, trusting that He will guide you. He hasn't brought you this far to leave you now. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to grow, to deepen your faith, strengthen your resilience, and discover the power of God's presence in your life. Even in uncertainty, there is hope. It may not always come in the way you expect, but it is always there, rooted in God's unwavering faithfulness. So hold on, keep trusting. The God who calms the storm is the same God who will carry you through this season, bringing light into even the darkest moments. As we come to the end of this journey, let's take a moment to reflect. Trusting God in uncertain times isn't about having all the answers. It's about believing in the one who does. Life may be full of twists and turns, but faith allows us to stand firm, knowing we are never alone. God's love, guidance, and promises are unchanging, even when everything else feels unpredictable. Remember, it's okay to feel unsure or even scared in the face of uncertainty. What matters is how you choose to respond. Faith doesn't erase challenges, but it changes how you face them. It gives you the courage to take the next step, even when you can't see the whole path. It reminds you that God is working, even in the waiting, and that His timing is always perfect. You don't have to figure everything out today. Start small, pray, reflect on God's word, and trust that He is with you. Each step you take in faith brings you closer to peace, hope, and the life God has planned for you. The storms may come, but with God as your anchor, you can weather them all. As you move forward, hold on to this truth. God is in control, and He loves you deeply. He sees you, hears you, and is walking with you through every uncertainty. Whatever you are facing, you are not facing it alone. Trust Him, lean into His promises, and let Him guide your steps. Footnote: today is a new opportunity to strengthen your faith and experience the peace that only God can provide. Trust Him with your heart, your future, and your life, and watch as He turns uncertainty into a story of hope and victory.